Beautiful. How are we going tonight, everyone? My name's Cameron. I just wanted to welcome you all onto the call tonight to come and see what we do and check it all out. Yeah, just as I said, thanks for joining. I just wanted to talk briefly about the products that we do. I'll get into my story then afterwards, and then we'll have Ty Marshall and Jamen May join us afterwards. The products that we've got is the capsules, the kids' chews, and the shakes. I'll just bear with me for a second. I'll just grab them for you. First of all, we have the capsules, which is these beauties here: the berries, the fruit, and the veg. Fantastic they are. I enjoy taking them. Take them every morning and follow them up. The capsules themselves, they are a blend of 30 different fruits and veg and berries, have the right amount of macronutrition. They're bioavailable, which means they're readily absorbed into the bloodstream within 5 minutes. There is virtually no sugar in them. They're harvested from 3rd and 4th generation farmers who are then vine ripened, cold pressed and slowly dehydrated at exceptionally low temperatures to lock in all the goodness. And then they're put into these wonderful vegan friendly capsules, which makes it exceptionally easy for us to swallow. You just need to excuse me in the background, sorry, I have our niece and nephew over currently. The company itself, Juice Plus, is fantastic in that they really have a heart and they sponsor approximately 1 million children worldwide who are able to be eligible for either chews or capsules, depending on the age of the kids. And that's available through any parents who purchase either the fruit and veg, or the trio pack and have an eligible child between the age of 4 and 18. And the study goes for 4 years. We also have, and I don't have any at the moment because they're that hot off the press, is the Omega blend. Yeah, I don't have any of those, sorry, at the moment. The Omega are very new, and we bypass the fish man, as they say, and they're a combination of a number of different seed oils, such as tomato seed oil, pomegranate seed oil, sunflower seed oil, and a number of other things, but most of all, they go straight to the source and is full of algae oil, which is fantastic omegas for us. I mentioned before about the kids' chews. I have these ones here, which is the fruit chews and the veggie chews. Now, they say that they're good for children, but I enjoy eating them as well. The other thing that we have is the complete shakes, which is the vanilla and the Dutch chocolate. I have no personal preference, however, they are fantastic on their own, or as I do for breakfast most mornings, in a fantastic smoothie with some fruits such as mango, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, a bit of yogurt and some spinach. And I wash it down with almond milk, but you can use any other sort of milk, or they're fantastic on their own, mixed up with water, milk or juice. That's about it for the products. I'll just go on to my story now. As you may or may not be aware, I'm a truck driver, so I start work early in the morning, 4 o'clock onwards some days, other days at 7, right through until finishing at 7 or 8, even 9 o'clock at night, which makes for an exceptionally long day. I've always been sort of that little bit tired, especially towards the end of the day, and about 3 years ago I was diagnosed with sleep apnea, and I was actually struggling to get through the day without having to stop and have some sort of a nap along the way. My cousin Rebecca introduced me to the Juice Plus about 10 months ago, and whilst the capsules and the shakes haven't cured my sleep apnea, they've certainly ensured that I'm getting a better sleep and I'm a lot more alert during the day. As you may well be aware, truck drivers tend to have a very unhealthy sort of a diet, being restricted on where you can park such large vehicles, and often service stations and that sort of thing are the only place where you can get food. And as we all know, servo food consists of either deep fried stuff or pies and sausage rolls. So it's certainly very important to get a healthy diet, and I've found that taking the capsules and having a big smoothie for breakfast has actually reduced the amount of food that I'm eating during the day. And because I'm a non-smoker, I was tending to eat because I was bored or feeling a little bit tired in order to stay awake. So I was piling on the weight fairly easily. A couple of years ago, my wife was doing a calorie counting to see how much she could eat for the day. And just out of curiosity's sake, I did it. And on this particular day, I'd eaten nearly 5,000 calories. That's twice what we should be eating. And I'm sitting on my bum doing not much else. So you can see where the weight was going. Since starting on Juice Plus, I've lost about 15 kilos, and I'm working my way to losing another 5, which is fantastic because it certainly helped in a number of areas, including sleeping. I often do long travels, so, up to Sydney or across to Adelaide or something like that. So I've got extra shakes ready, made up to go, and just put them in my fridge. And, I have the chews that I eat along the way. And if I'm really struggling, well, I'll pull out a couple of extra capsules. So it's really, really helped me as far as, being alert, weight loss, just everything. They're fantastic. I think that's about all for me. I might pass over to Ty if he is about. Please, Fee.
Yeah, mate, I'm here.
No worries. Are you happy to jump on the line and share a story with us?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Too easy. Thanks, mate.
All right. Well, my name's Ty Marshall. How would you put this? So before this came into my life, I had no idea about nutrition. I used to do all the bad things that you wouldn't do, like smoke lots of weed and had a sport like freestyle motocross and just did everything that was wrong. So before this came into my life, I was pretty messed up in certain parts. And then I met my awesome partner, Mel, and she said, hey, look, you should take this stuff and try it. So I did, and first I was a little bit, no, it's not going to work for me. It has, I'd rather go drink Red Bull or have lots of ice breaks. I used to drink 4, 5, 6 litres of ice break a day, no problem. Like lots. And that was working out to be $80 a week just on ice breaks. It was pretty bad. You get 2 750ml ones before lunch and then another 2 750s at lunchtime, then take home 1.5 litres and drink that. It was bad, really bad. So, I didn't, anyway. So then Juice Plus, then this came along and it fixed a lot of the problems, got me body better, and then I started rejecting all the bad things and started looking at more of the good things and eating stuff that I didn't even know what the name was. And on top of that, with the sport that I did for so long, riding bikes, I snapped 26 bones. A lot of them were pretty bad. I've 3 hernias out. I've had every bone, every leg, done my back. There's a lot there, a lot of dirt samples. So that was a plus to the having the nutrition side put back in my life. It made me not feel all the aches and pains, and you couldn't tell when the rain was coming. So that was pretty good. And then I guess the money side of things, I guess it sort of helped with having that little bit extra there on the side to go and do things like other activities that you wouldn't sort of always have to put away and save for. You could sort of have this little piggy bank on the side that's just building up, and then when you want that thing, it's right there, so you're able to afford it. So that's not too bad. How I'm excited for my future, apart from eating and doing all the right things now, I'm feeling like I'm 25 and I'm not. I wish I had found this years ago, that's for sure, because it would have put me on the better path. I'm still working now. I still go to work and do you know, you're 12-hour days. That's it. You do 68 hours a week. So that's a big job. It takes its toll. You sit in the machines. You're staring at a lot of dirt. You're digging. You're pushing dirt. I'm an excavator operator and a dozer operator, so it's a pretty big job. You always got to have your mind thinking and, you know, onto it. So this definitely gives you that little bit extra to be more witty at work and more concentrated instead of feeling 2 o'clock come, you wish you could go home. This is like 2 o'clock, it's fine. 5 o'clock, you're fine. You go home, you're sleeping better. You get up in the morning when your alarm goes off, you just spring out of bed instead of drag yourself out like Sid the Sloth. So it's definitely improved my life. And it's awesome. That's all I can say. It's awesome. Like, it's changed heaps. That's it. It's just changed that much. I didn't think it was possible to feel this good now. Like at 33, I didn't think it was possible at all. So it's killing it. It's good. That's my story so far. And yeah, just join along and keep kicking. You can have it now, Cam.
Beautiful. Thanks very much for that, Ty. That's fantastic. That's amazing. Just going to go across to Jamen. He's a fantastic bloke that I met earlier this year, and he's just going to share his product story with us at the moment. Are you ready to go, Jamen?
Yeah, mate. Good as
Beautiful.
gold.
Thank you.
Cheers, Cam. Thanks for having me on tonight. And wow, Ty, that's an awesome story, mate. I got a bit of a similar one, but not so dramatic with drinking that many Red Bulls and all the ice breaks. But I'm a boat builder by trade. And I was a firefighter, Queensland Fire and Rescue in the Whitsundays, and I was run over by a drunk driver about 7-8 years ago, broke my back and pelvis and multiple other injuries. And so I'm lucky to be alive. I'd always valued my health to a degree. I thought I was pretty healthy and fit. Being in a fire, you had to maintain a reasonable level of fitness. And so when I had that accident, it took a long time to get my body back on track and rehabilitate. I'd taken all kinds of painkillers and natural remedies and all kinds of things, and I was starting to feel all right, but never felt 100%. And then at the end of 2015, I had another head-on car crash and hurt my back. Again, it triggered a lot of injury, and so I was just at a standstill wondering what to do. I didn't want to have to be on painkillers forever. I was back on them. And I went to see a chiropractor to get an adjustment, and he introduced me to the Juice Plus. And because I was already feeling, before this accident, fairly good, I was juicing, I was eating as much good stuff as I could to keep my body in top shape. I was pretty skeptical a little bit, but I just said, what do you reckon it's going to do? He said, I don't know, it might help the inflammation. And I said, well, I'll give it a go. If you reckon it's going to work, I'll give it a crack. I've tried everything else. And within about 2 weeks of taking it, I didn't have the stabbing and the back pain feeling I've been putting up with for years, and haven't taken any painkillers since. And any of the other supplements that I was on, I haven't taken anymore. I feel absolutely awesome. And the new Omegas are even on top of them, are absolutely mind-blowing. They've really helped my joints as well, all kinds of things. And I just was like, Ty, like, definitely noticed the energy, because normally in the afternoon, I'm a boat builder by trade as well. I would be buggered, and now come 5 o'clock knockoff or 6 o'clock knockoff, however long the days are, I'm still pumped, full of energy as though I was just starting out the day. And yeah, likewise, if I've had a late night, or if I've had a couple of beers, I wake up and I feel great. Like it's top-notch stuff. It's really brilliant. Like it's definitely the real deal. Like I've never felt so good in my life, and I really don't think there's anything else out there, because I've done a lot of research into different natural products, and this is by far the best thing I've ever come across. So I love it. Cheers.
That's absolutely amazing, Jamen. Thank you very much for sharing that. That's sensational. And thank you to Ty as well. It's great to have you guys on tonight. It's really appreciated. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the business and what it's done for me. Just quickly, 5 years ago, I unfortunately watched my mother die. She was diagnosed with a rare blood disorder, had a stroke, and 8 months later she'd passed away. Dad was 67 at the time, 66, sorry. And 2 weeks after the funeral, he returned to work full time. They both worked prior to Mum's passing, and it really did upset me to see that, you know, Dad's mid-60s and lost his mother and lost his wife, sorry, and now he's back at work full time. Dad turns 70 late next month, and he's still working 4 days a week. That's not something that I see as a real future for myself, especially driving trucks, the heavy work that I do. It's not something that's maintainable, and the way that the government's changing things so that, you know, retire a bit later and all that sort of thing. So when I was introduced to the business side of this, I really thought that it would be fantastic. You know, a bit of extra income each month, you know, help pay the bills, and then to look at the possibility of giving up driving as a full-time thing, you know, just work 2 or 3 days a week and have the Juice Plus business itself on the side. It would mean that I'd have more time to spend with the family, more time to do fishing, woodwork, that sort of thing. Those sorts of things are still happening, but the opportunities that I've come across so far have been absolutely amazing. I was very grateful to be able to travel to America back in April this year for conference. And I flew out of Melbourne on the Tuesday morning, not knowing anyone, apart from a few faces that I'd seen on a couple of Zoom calls. When I arrived in Anaheim, I spoke to a couple of girls in Jess Garland and Chrissy Rayner, who took me under their wing, and within 3 hours, Jess, Chrissy and Taylor, who had arrived a bit later on, we're sitting down at the bar having a drink and a dinner and telling stories like we've known each other's for years and years. The community that is in Juice Plus is absolutely amazing and unbelievable, and I've yet to find anything else anywhere else that offers the same sort of, you know, friendship and that as well. And then to be able to travel up to the Gold Coast for the conference back in June to catch up with Jess and Chrissy and Taylor and a few others, and to meet so many more new faces. It's unbelievable. I just, as I said, I can't find anywhere else where this possible opportunity would exist. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to grow. I've done a lot of personal development. It has brought so much to my life. It's made things so much better. Because of Juice Plus, I'd suffered with depression for years, but when Mum died, her death really hit home, and I sort of went back into the shell. And if it wasn't for this business opportunity, I really don't think that I would have grown to the extent that I have today. So for that, I'm very grateful that Rebecca introduced me to the business side of it. It also gives me the opportunity to work when it suits me. As I said, being a truck driver, I do a lot of hours, but in those hours I often have a bit of downtime. So I get the chance to, you know, sit down and send a few messages to people and have a chat to different people that I see during the day, spread the word and say, you know, well, how about it? Are you interested? I get a few yeses and nos, but generally speaking, people are interested in talking, just getting to know, you know, what the products are about, getting to know what I'm doing, and hopefully this is of benefit to a lot of people out there. I'm sure everyone knows a truck driver. They say without trucks, Australia stops. Everything's sent by trucks these days, so yeah, everyone knows a truck driver, and yeah, feel free to get them to get hold of me, and happy to have a chat to them and help them out, or help anyone else out who may feel as though they're a bit stuck. I think that's about all, Fee.
Cam, thank you so much for jumping on tonight and talking about your experience, and also to Ty and Jamen for sharing as well. You know, it's great that this business is for everybody. There's really nobody that can't do what we do or take what we take, and I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to have you talk to everybody this evening. So guys, thank you very much. As Cam said, you know, if you can think of someone who might want to know more, or, you know, be interested in a little bit more about the product or the business, this is we'll be recording this call, and there will be a link to it. So you just need to ask the person that invited you onto the call to grab that link. And if you have any questions, just come back to us and ask the questions. As Cam said, he's there to answer your questions. I know that Ty and Jamen are also here to help. So thank you everybody for jumping on tonight. really appreciate that you've taken the time out of your day to come and learn a little bit more about what Juice Plus, the product and the business is.